Networks today are basically becoming a major business driver and directly impacting any business across service provider as well as an enterprise network. One of the two key areas are availability and utilization inside of a network infrastructure, and those are the primary requirements for seamless flow of business critical applications. I'll just give a simple example. I mean, if you take a very large bank, right, and which is definitely about money transactions, and if you look at an employee of this bank sitting inside of a remote branch, and he has a request from one of his customers for a transaction of a money transfer, what is most important for him is for when he sends this information and makes a request for this, it gets transported across this network in a very defined, shortest possible time frame to the location that he's delivering this. And that's what is important for business critical applications, the availability and the utilization. And that's where performance monitoring comes in, where it allows you to be a driver for the measure of such availability and utilization. One of the major challenges, as I would see it, is building the right sized infrastructure across multiple sites to address the growth in this critical business application traffic that is flowing across. If you look at the current infrastructures that is being built, we see a lot of transition happening in positioning IP-based infrastructure. And the need of the hour today is to ensure that you monitor the key performance indicators across these large IP-based infrastructures, be it in the service provider or the enterprise, to check on key performance indicators like packet loss, jitter, basically across multiple sites, so that these performance parameters are provided into these things. Application-based service offerings are basically to offer the enterprise with layer 4 to layer 7 services. This could be in the form of data center applications or point-to-point traffic that is moving. Let's take examples. It could be VoIP or it could be video delivery. We at InfoVista basically provide the whole gamut of the OSI stack in terms of these services, right from layer 2 through layer 7. Which allow for usage-based information that one could provide on the performance monitoring parameters or KPIs to the enterprise or the service provider at large. The key is to prioritize application optimization. Not all applications need to be prioritized. Delay-sensitive applications, interactive applications, video delivery, all of these need to be sent out in real time. What is important is to define the right policies that would minimize the impact of these applications on the quality of service being delivered. I would position end user in two categories. Let's say one is the true end user, which is actually using the application, and the other is the engineer that is sitting in the NOC and managing the network. So talking about the first one, which is the end user that is using the application, it is important to deliver the application in reduced latency. So I'll give an example. Basically, if I am typing in a URL and asking for a page to show up, I would expect to see that in less than a couple of seconds rather than a long duration. And going back to the second category that I positioned earlier, which is the NOC engineer, What is important for me as a NOC engineer is to be able to deploy this network in a minimum possible time frame. I mean, a few weeks if it's basically a tool that I'm installing which requires customization, such that I can start using reports in 4 to 6 weeks rather than months or years. It is also imperative that I can integrate functionality of performance monitoring applications across the various parameters that are defined from a key performance indicator perspective on a single portal delivered through a single dashboard. That's what is primary to me. So this is what would lead to a very high level of customer experience in terms of the quality of experience that we talk about. We see the current trends moving towards the build out and transition to an all IP network, as it is most cost effective. And there is also investment in deploying performance monitoring tools to deliver sophisticated reports for both performance monitoring and application monitoring across a single dashboard.